Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. The president of the St. Lucia Teachers Union, Julian Monrose, is defending himself after allegations were leveled at him, calling the recently held press conference politically motivated. Tresha Lionel has more.
One thing I can tell you, the criticism or the rumor about I being politically aligned is yet to be proven. I know that nobody can claim that they have seen me by any political meeting, by any party convention, by any party activity. I avoid politicians as much as possible because I understand that my work as president of the St. Lucia Teachers Union, I represent everybody. In the St. Lucia Teachers Union, we have people belonging to all parties and those belonging to none. When these issues come up, we have to look at them from a professional perspective.
That was Julian Monrose in a rare moment of levity during the press conference held on Wednesday. Sobering up, though, the president defended himself against allegations that his words during the press conference were politically motivated.
Within the education sector, the joke is, when you say you go into the ministry, teachers will tell you, are you going to Hollywood? We have had a permanent secretary, we have had acting permanent secretary for over a year, acting deputy permanent secretary for over a year, acting chief education officer for over a year, acting deputy chief education officer for over a year, acting HR manager for over a year, and the list goes down. So nobody can make any long-term projection for the ministry because everybody is acting. That's the situation in the Ministry of Education.
I am Tresha Lionel for Hot 7 News.
The arguments for and against corporal punishment are continuing. Some say teachers will be crippled in the classroom when dealing with indiscipline. Others say it will allow children to learn in an atmosphere free from any kind of violence. Solange Alfred tells us more in this report.
Teachers and principals all over the island are still coming to terms with the announcement endorsed by the Minister of Education, Dr. Gil Rigobert, to suspend corporal punishment as early as 1st May 2019. President of the National Principals Association, Pauline Antoine Prosper, says that although discussions have been ongoing to take steps towards that decision, she is of the opinion that transforming the school system in St. Lucia should be a diligently thought-out process.
I asked what was the rush. I also asked, in fact, during the discussion, my input was in that I do not believe that principals have a problem with the abolition of corporal punishment. However, I thought it was a process that change takes time, and there should be adequate consultation with stakeholders if this were to happen. And in my opinion, the 1st of May did not give a window of sufficient time for adequate consultation with stakeholders before the suspension of corporal punishment.
Antoine Prosper brought to light that indications of consultation between the St. Lucia Teachers Union, National Principals Association, and the Minister with responsibility for education, Dr. Gil Rigobert, have not yet occurred.
What really triggered this press conference is the fact that at our annual principals conference that was held on the 28th of February and the 1st of March, the minister indicated that there was consultation with both the St. Lucia Teachers Union and the National Principals Association regarding the abolition of corporal punishment. And as I said previously, this consultation has not taken place.
Adding to the discussion was President of the St. Lucia Teachers Union, Julian Monrose, who stated that the lack of consultation was only the tip of the iceberg. He noted that no structure to replace what has been a mainstay in the St. Lucia school system has left all teachers and principals clueless as to what is now available to them in regards to disciplinary measures.
We understand that it is the ministry's right, the nation's right, to have or not to have corporal punishment in schools. However, for us, the difficulty is with the fact that there was no consultation, that teachers were not prepared. Corporal punishment has been part of the school system in St. Lucia from inception. If you're going to withdraw it, ideally, you would want to put things in place. Give the teachers, because we've joined one method of punishment. You would want to give the teachers skills, training in alternative forms of punishment, because clearly bad behavior is a serious problem in our schools.
The union has placed a call to the Ministry of Education to take an in-depth look at school security, as Monrose noted that the fact remains that weapons of all kinds make their way into schools on a daily basis. He added that the haste with which the Ministry of Education made the announcement to suspend and abolish corporal punishment should warrant the same speed to address violence in schools. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Solaj Alfred.
The former Minister for Natural Resources under the 2011 SLP administration says he is seriously worried about the state of our water sector and foresees big trouble ahead for the upcoming dry season. He defends his tenure as minister with the water portfolio and says his successor may not be able to say that he has improved the water sector beyond what he inherited.
Dr. James Fletcher says the portfolio that kept him up at night the most while he was in office is still weighing heavily on his mind. It is safe to say that he is not impressed with the work and amount of progress being made by his successor, Minister Ezekiel Joseph. Just last month, Prime Minister Alan Shastney said hats off to the Natural Resources Minister for his dedication to water projects in Dennery, Micoud, Canries, and his constituency of Babonneau. But Dr. Fletcher has fundamental problems with the operations of WASCO.
When we took over WASCO, there was a situation where every month I had to be going to the Prime Minister to see whether the Minister of Finance could advance us money so that Lucelec would not cut WASCO off. We brought WASCO to a state of financial stability. We brought WASCO to the state where the Caribbean Development Bank had sufficient confidence in WASCO that they were able to give them significant loans for the Vieux-Fort water development project, the loans to augment the money given by the Mexicans for the Dennery Valley water development project, and for the desilting of the Roseau Dam. The WASCO that I've seen in the ensuing years has troubled me. I think WASCO has deviated from that mandate. I don't see the same level of very strict corporate decision making at WASCO that was in place with the excellent board that was chaired first by Egbert Louis and then by Alison King, and the kind of stewardship of WASCO that we had under Vincent Hippolyte. So I am very worried about the state of our water.
Dr. Fletcher says he was always very keen to make an impact with WASCO and to hand over a better entity than what he found when he was minister.
I left knowing that I did that. I don't know that the current minister can say with confidence that if he were to demit office this year or in 2 years' time, that he would be handing over a better water sector or a more stable water sector than the one he inherited from his predecessor.
In a February Facebook post, the Prime Minister sought to assure citizens that the government is committed to establishing a more reliable water supply. He noted that the government is in the process of completing the Tiroche-Micoud water supply improvement project and that work is ongoing on the John Compton Dam rehabilitation project. He added that the government will commence work on the Vieux-Fort water supply redevelopment project and the Belvedere to Bouton water extension project in Soufrière very soon. Definitive commencement dates have not yet been announced.
You're watching the Hot 790 News. We'll be right back.